What's poppin', peeps? Welcome back to episode 16 of the Peep Lounge, where today our guest, sitting at over 3,000 subscribers on YouTube and at over 5,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. He is the man with the drippiest stick. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dripstick.
That boy wanna fight like what he say. Feel like Kaiju, no I ain't. I want ice up on my chain. Boy wanna talk about all of my takes. Boy, I've been a dog like motherfucking tank. Boy, you was a bot and you taking a bait. You stay with a bob and I stay getting paid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How we doing?
Yes, sir. How we doing, Chief? How we doing? How
Great,
you feeling,
bro? It's an honor. It's an honor to be a part of this, bro. Hell yeah! Thank you for getting me on.
I appreciate that, man, dude. Of course, I had to get you on here. Of course, and it makes sense too because Loop Week gotta get you on here. I had JHB on the last episode.
Right.
Well, at the time of this recording, he was the last episode. But probably by the time this one's out, there's probably going to be another one out. But regardless, I appreciate you. Regardless for hopping on here. I already said that at the beginning, but I do appreciate you taking time because I know you're probably a busy individual. So I appreciate you willing to take time out of here to just BS, chat.
Oh yeah.
Answer questions, all sorts of that jazz. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, and I already told you, like, I love watching these anyway. I was watching the JHB one.
Yes, sir.
All the way through, and yeah, this is great timing with all the stuff going on with Loop Week and all that. So this is sick timing. Yep.
Yes, sir. So I know. So if that's the case, and like you said, you're a big fan and you watch them, you probably know I start these out normally pretty much the same way, where I try to we take a look back at your origin story. How did you stumble across Nerdcore? How did you get your start within the community? And or if you want to go that far back, tell us how you became the musician that you are today.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just a quick little story with how I started music is because of Fortnite.
Ain't no way.
Of Fortnite. Yes. Like, I wasn't making Fortnite raps or anything, but the reason I even started making a SoundCloud page was because of Fortnite. Me and my friend, bro. It was me and my friend, like, 6 years ago, and we were playing Fortnite, bro. And we were camping. We were camping in a little store or whatever.
Yeah.
And we started freestyling. We were like, well, we were talking. We were like, all right, we should just wait it out for the storm or whatever.
Yeah.
We should wait it out. And we were like, wait it out, wait it out, or just some dumb little repetition, bro. And we were like, you know what? Let's make a SoundCloud and make it a song, bro. And it's still up, but it's private on my page. 6 years ago.
You gotta publish it now. You gotta put. No, I'm kidding.
Who knows? I've shown some people. It's so funny. It's so bad. We were off beat. It was yeah, nah, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like, it was all because of Fortnite, and like. Me and my friend, we did some little raps as a little duo for a little bit, but he got tired of it, so he went back to doing his own passions. He was done with the music, but I kept going.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of segueing into Nerdcore. Soon after, maybe like a year or less after we started doing that music, and I started venturing on my own, I came across, different people. And maybe we'll get into like my group and stuff later, but I met Chris Craig early. He was like one of the first people I met. And we did a song together, and I'll get deeper into the whole group lore later, but basically I met more and more people. And by the time I met these people was about the same time that the anime rap wave was starting to really make its way, because we know Nerdcore has been around for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. Oh
yeah. But
and it's crazy because like even me growing up, because I'm in the grand scheme of Nerdcore, for some reason I'm only 25, but I'm still above like the upper, like in terms of ages, still like considered like ancient. I get called ancient all the time. But like even like 10 years ago I was listening to like Call of Duty raps and shit like that. And it was just like, I didn't realize there was a whole community. Like I just thought it was just this one person doing geeky stuff or whatever. I didn't realize there was a whole thing, and then to see now how big it's become since then.
It's crazy. It's there's so many, like, from the outside looking in, it might just be like, oh, nerdcore hip hop is just this one thing, but there's so many branches and sub communities.
Oh, absolutely.
They intertwine. They they venture out, but
Yep.
it's one big thing. And yeah, like I was the same as you. I was watching maybe like the Five Nights at Freddy stuff or the
Yep.
epic rap battles or
Hmm.
whatever,
Yep.
that kind of stuff. I probably stumbled across some old DPS stuff back then. Like I remember I listened to the DPS like Cuphead rap and I was like, oh, this is sick. Just stuff like that.
Some
Yeah, and
vintage DPS. That's some
yeah,
vintage.
and when I met him, I was like, yo, like I've been rocking with you since that Cuphead rap, and he's like, that's love, man. And that was funny. That was like at MomoCon 2022. It was
Oh
funny.
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool full circle moments. But yeah, the early nerdcore stuff that I was listening to, if you could consider it, that was definitely the Pokemon Cipher stuff. Shofu,
Oh,
Peso Pete.
yep. Yep.
Yep. Me
Iconic
and
at
my
this point.
yeah,
Yep.
me and my friend would bond over that stuff. Like I discovered them around like Pokemon Cipher 2016 and listening to Shofu's album Trap Ketchum. That's why I found people like Peso Pete.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are some of the early like period. Like I don't have that much of a real like rap background, but some of the early stuff I was listening to was like the SoundCloud stuff and like, you know, Shofu and them. So I was always fans of them. I was always influenced from by them. And yeah, that was a little rundown of the origins and the inspirations.
Yes, sir. So you mentioned very briefly you mentioned so you kind of gave your little start told us about your intro to music and how you decided that you were going to do this. But we can't have this conversation about you being an artist without mentioning the people around you, the Loop Boys. How did your story with Loop
Yes.
begin? Because I'm not too knowledgeable on like the history of Loop or like who came in when, who was like the begin, like who were the beginning members. So were you like a beginning member or did you come later on?
So here's the thing, right? I joined like 2020 or something like that, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago, man. But the thing is I'm still like technically like the third newest member. So
Gotcha.
they were kind of cultivating early on, but then over time they were not really letting people in like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when it comes to like how I met them, they were literally like the people in Loop were my day ones with this nerdcore stuff.
Yep.
For a lot of people it takes time to meet these kinds of people and work their way up, but like it was kind of like a right place, right time, whereas different time back then, and I just stumbled across them and we just made music off the rip. I don't know exactly how I came across Chris Craig. It must have been SoundCloud or something.
Yeah.
And then we messaged each other, maybe moved to Instagram.
Yep.
And then we started kicking it in Breton Boy server, and I was talking with all these guys, and we were making some music and stuff. And I was making music with them so much to a point where it's like you should pretty much be in the group. Like you're already making songs. Like I made a song called Double Iron Bash with Aerial Ace, and I had some songs with Mir and some songs with Chris Craig.
Yep.
And people were like, okay, you're already hanging out with us so much and making music with us. You should just join. So it was a matter of time. And then Politicus, who's, you know, one of the co-founders of the group, he's like, hey, you already know what's going to go down. And we got in there. And yeah, like those guys, I knew them from the beginning. I grew with them. They were working with me. They were making music with me back when I was a completely different sounding artist. I had a lot of growth to undergo with my delivery, which is very well known. I've had a big journey, a multi-year journey with that. And yeah, they've always just been, they've been the homies, man. Like I have to thank them for a big part of where I'm at. I mean, obviously I had to work on my own for my own music journey and my own sound. But in terms of just cool ass people that I could kick it with and just be with from the jump, man, it's all about the Loop guys, man. And here's the thing, like when I joined, even though it was a long time ago, there's still a lot of lore that I don't know about because I still joined when they had a majority of the members they do now. And as far as I know, they I think they met through some of like Shofu the Beatdown server, and they had all sorts of lore. But I kind of joined sort of a little after a lot of the lore. And And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I was with them so long before I had a Twitter account. Ariel Ace is the reason my Twitter account exists. He's like, yo, you got to promote our song from SoundCloud, bro. Make a Twitter. I'm like,
Yes, sir.
bet. So
Yes, sir.
that's how my Twitter exists, thanks to
And now you
Ariel
probably
Ace.
regret it because Twitter is a cesspool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's something. I definitely gotta be off there a little more.
Oh yeah,
But,
dude. Social media like that could be fucking draining, especially as
Oh,
like
yeah.
a creator.
100%. But the inverse is the thing is like I've met a majority of the cool people here from Twitter.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
lot of dope collabs have come from Twitter. So you
I feel like
kinda
I
just
wouldn't have
gotta
had
use it.
my blow up, like my mini blow up, if it wasn't for
Yeah.
Twitter, because everybody comments about them seeing this little face everywhere, that
Right,
zoomed
yeah.
in profile picture everywhere.
Yeah, right. Like a majority of like a big part of this community uses Twitter, and it's a good way to communicate for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Just gotta use it in moderation. There's a lot of BS going on.
I was gonna say, because with how separated everybody is, because we all come from like different places in the world, and everybody comes like we're just all sort of separated. So having like, I feel like Twitter is like that one like thing that can like, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because, like I said, Twitter can be a cesspool sometimes, but Twitter
Mhm.
is also like that one thing that keeps us all like intertwined. Like
That's what it
that's
is,
our
yeah.
like if we need any like nerdcore new like keep up with like anything going on in the community,
Oh, yeah.
it's Twitter. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
and so it's like a gift and a curse at the same time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because like I said, there's always like a dark side of like the social media stuff, and but like I said, a lot of people, like I wouldn't have interacted with a lot of these the people that I've interacted with if it wasn't for Twitter. So
For sure. Yeah. There's the good and the bad of it. 100%. But
yeah. So back to the loop thing.
Yeah.
And you were crediting them for a lot of the reason why you're in the spot that you're in now.
Mhm.
And first off, that must be like having a group of people, and this goes for like the loops, like the Rumble Worlds, like the Otaku Underworlds, but just those like really defined groups. It just really seems like they're just so like close knit with one another, and having that kind of system where obviously you guys are a collective, you guys are all doing your own thing, but at the same time, you guys are there to help each other out and help each other improve and stuff like that. And obviously, I know, like I said, I know Loop's is one of the pioneers of like all the collectives and in the nerdcore community, and for good reason, because those guys, they're like literally, I was mentioning this in JHBs, they're like a band of brothers. Like you guys legitimately, it just seem like you guys are just always so close knit. You guys are always working together, and I see you guys always doing stuff. You guys are just, and having that support system to be able to help, especially as a newer artist starting out, because I don't know how long you've been doing. You said what, Fortnite's 2018, 2019?
Yeah. It's been like 4 or 5 years, like maybe 3 years with the Nerdcore. I don't know. It's kind of like a mesh, but yeah, definitely a lot of years.
Yeah.
Me,
So having that system, because you said you've been a part of it since 2020, and so that's 4 years now. So being able to have that system for 4 years to help you further your growth, even obviously you got to do a lot of that yourself too.
Yeah.
But just being able to like have people that you can run ideas through, or even people that are willing to be honest with you too, because that's heavily needed. That's one thing that a lot of people nowadays that I feel like get slept on, because people are afraid of criticisms.
Yeah.
And taking criticism, like they want everybody to say something good. And I'm assuming as the artist that you are, you've met your fair share of criticisms.
Oh yeah.
At any point. And I'm going to assume, just because of the spot that you're in now, that you took those criticisms and you thought about them and you found ways to improve or whatever. You didn't let those like get to you.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to you for that, and shout out to the Loop Boys. Not only Drip, but just shout out to all the Loop Boys, because those guys are all killing. I need to get, dude. Imagine if I got like an IRL, just like Loop Peep Lounge, get all the Loop Boys, like get them all in a room. That'd be crazy. That would go crazy.
Oof, that could happen. That could definitely happen.
But on to another thing, and I feel like a lot of people might have. knew about you beforehand, but I feel like a lot of people's introductions to you, and I feel like you knew I was going to bring this up at some point. A lot of people's introductions to you might be from the DPS Open Verse Challenge, right? If you guys aren't aware, Daddy Fat Snaps DPS held an open verse contest for literally anyone who could rap, literally anybody. And Dripstick, the guy that I'm with here today, participated in and won the thing. So I gotta ask, one, I got multiple questions about this topic.
Let's go.
One, when you submitted, did you actually expect that to be considered as a winner, as up there with one of the best? I mean, obviously you were considered the best because you won, but just being considered so highly, where did you expect going into that, or did you just do it like just to get your name out there?
So, like, obviously, like, as I was working up to get my name out there, if I saw something like a contest, if I saw something, any one of those kind of opportunities, I would take it.
Yeah.
Within the past year, and I advise like some of my friends that are doing the music too, that are a little smaller. I'm like, hey, if you see something like that, go in there. You know,
CDC Open Verse going on.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
all that. Yeah, bro. I might hop in there too if I have the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I did it because I wanted to get on the song. Like I was like, hey,
of course,
let's do it. And the lore behind that, I think if it was January 2nd, I think my birthday was the day before, and then January 3rd I was going on a trip.
Yeah.
But the trip wasn't long, so if I came back from the trip, I could still do the DPS verse. But with me, sometimes I just want to get it done. So I'm like, let's just do it before the trip, like, and just post it. And I was one of the first. It had to be in the first 3 or 5 people to actually submit it. I think I was the first on Twitter. I think there was like maybe 1 or 2 on TikTok, but I was one of the first people to do it. I just did that.
Yep.
And you know, and I put it out because I was like, let's just set the bar here. But the thing is my confidence in what I do is it's become more and more unwavering to the point where I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to win this, even though I'm like the first person to post it. And I really believe that. And during the actual live stream, you know, they were considering some other people, and I was like,
of course.
Okay. My name was kind of out of the conversation. So I was like, you know, if one of these guys wins, like all super talented, at least I was up there. But there was a little plot twist towards the end, and he got me, and I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
You went crazy on that verse, by the way. That verse was crazy.
Thank you, man. Oh yeah. I mean, I knew I had to lock in for that one.
It's DPS. You got to. You have to.
100%. I mean, I told you I was listening to his Cuphead raps like 5 years ago. I'm like, bro, this would be crazy if I could get this opportunity. And this was literally this year. So this year, like, that was kind of the start the year off.
Yep.
Was something that crazy. And crazy opportunity. Definitely got my name out there.
Absolutely.
Great experience working with him as well, for sure.
And that's where my second question was like, how is working with DPS? Because I know he's very meticulous and very just like, he knows what he wants and he wants everything to sound. So like, was he like constantly on you, or did he give you that like little freedom to kind of just put your own little spin on it? Or how was it working with him?
I've never worked with someone like DPS before. Usually when I work with people, it's as simple as like some Discord back and forth messages. Yeah. Not actually calling, but you know, he loves to call and he loves to get that like one-on-one for sure. Yeah. It was a dope experience. I think when we were calling, he's like, you know what, you have the free reins. You can keep the verse exactly like it was from the contest, or you can add some flair to it, kind of change it up or keep some old parts. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to adjust it while keeping some of the old lines. And I don't think it took a lot of back and forth. It was not difficult. I did my part. I sent it to him. I think maybe he wanted some extra layers or something, or maybe he removed some stuff. But it actually was not a difficult experience. I think the
Oh,
most
okay.
difficult part, I think yeah, so that like the actually getting it done with each other, it wasn't hard, but the difficult part for me was I really put my all into that kind of hook, into that verse with the energy.
Yep.
Um, I was I was really pushing myself with that at the time, and I just it feels good to be responsible. Like the hook for that song, it's kind of from me because the first thing that got done with that song was my verse. So I gave him the verse first,
Mhm.
and then he's like, "Okay, I see that you said okay like this in this verse, and I like that. Let me grab that. Let me incorporate it to a hook,
Mhm.
right?" So it was kind of like out of order kind of process, but that's kind of how I work sometimes
Yes,
too.
sir.
So yeah, it was cool. Like I listened to the hook when the song was all done, and I was like, yeah, I was kind of responsible for that. So it was super cool. Yeah, he's a super cool guy to just work with too. He's very
Absolutely.
patient and understanding for
I was
sure.
I
I
was
mean, you
gonna
can
say
say stuff.
because I know, uh, like I said, DPS is the type of person like he goes in knowing exactly how he wants things to sound and how he wants things to be done. So I was just
Mhm.
curious from somebody who had never had that experience before because I know a lot DPS kind of works with a lot of the same people. So
Mhm.
you coming from like the outside from never having the opportunity to work
Yeah,
with him to all of a sudden you guys are working on a song together, how you thought or how you looked at his process and how it was trying to formulate and the coming together of the song. Because by the
right.
way, banger song too. Everybody go check it out. The link to that song will be down below. Make sure you guys go check that out if you guys aren't familiar with
Oh yeah,
Dripstick or DPS for whatever reason. But
somehow.
yes, somehow. But that was still super dope because I remember because I feel like a lot of people need, especially like within the higher up. I'm not going to use like terms like upper nerdcore and lower nerdcore, none of that. But just like a
Right.
lot of the bigger artists, I feel like they need to do a lot more stuff like that, like what DPS did, and give people like a platform to just have fun too. Like even like they don't even have to get them on a song. Make it just like a couple $100 cash prize, $100 cash prize, man. And so
Mhm.
just to get people active
Mhm.
within the community and kind of just I don't know. That's just how I've always looked at it. I feel like as a bigger artist, like there you could easily use this
Yeah.
platform that you got to kind of just invoke some community involvement. Um,
Right. Right.
and I feel
And
like
I feel
DPS
like
did it right, and
yeah,
because that was
for
huge.
sure.
That was huge.
Crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Everyone got on that shit, and like the thing is like I agree. Like everyone here deserves a fair shot, but
Absolutely.
again, you got to really put in that work if you want to
Hmm.
be remembered like that. So
Especially
there's kind of yeah,
especially in the nerdcore community when nowadays, and this is no like I'm not like throwing out any shade or anything like that, but with how everything is so saturated, there's so many people trying to do music within this whatever that
oh
it
yeah,
makes it even harder for a person to like really like stand out
Yeah,
or
for
and
sure, for sure.
grab people's attention. So there's some talent within like a lot of the smaller artists just because that they're lumped in with so many other people that they can't they it's difficult for them to really
Yeah.
find their mojo and really make a name for themselves. But
Mm.
like and Dripstick's a perfect example of this, man. You just keep doing what you're doing. Take the opportunities when they come. If you see an
Oh yeah.
opportunity, man, don't be afraid. Like even if you think, oh, it's like I don't know, like just do it, man. Because at the end of the day, man, any anything like that is gonna help you out in the long run. Anything
Right.
like
If
that's gonna
you
help you
yeah,
out.
like dude, if you believe in yourself as an artist, and if you really want to do this shit, if you really want to make a name for yourself, you can't be scared. You have to take those shots, and if you miss, that's exactly how you get better. I was gonna bring up like another thing you were talking about a little earlier, just with criticism and being able to take
Yep.
criticism and how important that is. I mean, like I didn't get too much harsh criticism.
Yeah.
But back then there was the climates with the shofu reaction streams. A lot of people today, like respectfully, would not last if they were watching those, because they didn't just like criticize you. They would go in if it was what they felt like. So and as they're able to. So it's just like the climate's a little different. But yeah, like and like as I've grown as an artist with my confidence, I've grown as a person. So earlier when I was getting criticisms, I would definitely take it to heart. But at the end of the day, I was surrounded with people that really cared for me and wanted to see me improve. One of my favorite, like I think the main thing that really pushed me to step it up was, you know, the Pokemon Cypher contest.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, and we could get into that too if we wanted to. But there's this one piece of critique that always just stuck with me, and it was from like 4 years ago or whatever, from Mir, and he just texts me, and he's like, "Yo, here's a tip: wake up!" Like all caps, just wake up, like with the laughing emoji. And back then, I kind of took it to heart. I was like, I'm trying my best, man, but you know what? That kind of stuff, like it probably stuck with me. And you know, again, if people want to see you improve, they're not going to be yes men about it. They're going to
absolutely
push you, and because they want to see you succeed.
Absolutely.
So that's all that's to it. Yeah.
And because I know there's some smaller artists who, because I've seen it, there's some smaller artists who, like a bigger artist will be doing like a reaction stream or something like that, and they get to their song and then they kind of just dog on them. A lot of critiques, a lot of criticisms, and stuff like that. And then they'll get upset about it because they feel like they just listen to it and just shit on it for no reason. But what I don't agree with is that I don't think that they just absolutely just shit on it just to shit on it. Like I feel like if people are doing reaction streams, the fact that they're doing a reaction stream shows that they care somewhat. Like they care, they want to see, but I feel like there's nobody in this community that truly means any like ill will. That it's like you said, they're just so passionate about this, and they want to see those people. They want to see everybody improve and be the best artists that they can be. And if they gotta be as honest as they have to be, so be it. Sometimes
here's the thing, you
gotta meet that harsh reality that hey, maybe my shit isn't up to par. Maybe
different people are gonna have different like responses and stuff, and like. As much as like it is true, like, you know, take all those shots that you can, you also got to know what you're signing up for. If you know that people in different communities like to have a little laugh, be prepared. If you're, and don't take it to heart, you know. Sometimes you just got to learn. But yeah, totally, dude.
So I would say, like I said, nobody in this community ever, I don't, at least to my knowledge, I don't feel like any of them mean any ill will or anything. They just want to see everybody succeed, and they're just passionate about the craft. And and so if they come across something that maybe they don't like, there might be a little bit more vocal on it, and it might seem like they're dog walking you, but at the end of the day, they just want to see you get better. They want to see that improvement, and they want, because a lot of these smaller artists, hell, 2-3 years down the line, when like they might be the new big thing. Like who knows?
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Even Drip, for example, in a couple years, he could be somebody of the likes of DPS. He could be up there in terms like, who knows, right? But sometimes you need that advice to get you there. If no matter if it's harsh, no matter even hell, because I'm pretty sure every artist, even like the people like DPS and like your Fables or your Rustages or all that, I'm pretty sure they probably got met with some harsh criticisms way back when they first started, and now look at them. So
for sure,
don't let any of that deter any of you artists or anybody in the creation space too. Like this could kind of apply to anybody, like in general. Yeah, this isn't just like a musician thing. This is just a straight up, just in general thing that you could take
good
in
advice.
Anything. Yes.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you willing to get a little dive deep into there and get a little deep. But now we gotta liven it up a little bit, because I gotta ask a question, and I have to ask this because a couple of people have been curious. What the fuck is a dripstick?
Bro, look, bro, I don't even know, dude. I made that name a long time ago when I was starting. I don't know if it could either be because like I'm a skinny person and I thought it sounded cool, or maybe I just thought it sounded cool. I don't remember the origin. I don't remember the origin. And like sometimes I'm like, damn, why did I name myself that? But like,
dude, do you wish you could go back, or are you happy you stuck with Dripstick?
Nah, honestly, bro, like, bro, when I see people bring it up in reactions, like I saw like the DPS reaction, there was a new one the other day, and he's like, Dripstick, like think about that, and I'm just like, all right, bro, like, you know,
it's
you
crazy
because
I think I saw that exact video. I think I know who it was. It Cliff.
It was the one with a lot of subs.
Yeah, he had like he normally wears like a flat brim cap.
Yeah, he wore like a hat or something.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about because I think I watched that same exact video a couple of days ago.
I'm definitely used to the name comments. I don't really care because like it could either be kind of sus or really cool. You just gotta like turn your brain off. Like,
it's either like, really sus or really cool. Your pick. But the funny thing is, and because Callan B in particular was one person who asked that question about what the fuck is a dripstick. Right. Like, I have to tell this story because it's funny as fuck. But he replied because for these Peep Lounges, I normally take to Twitter, ask people like, oh, give us any questions or topics that you want to see us talk about, yada yada yada. And Callan B put, what the fuck is a dripstick? And then Lime King.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Lime King had to point out it's a vibrator.
And I was just like, bruh.
I mean, if you think, I'm not gonna go into the detail, but he's not wrong.
Hey, bro.
But I was just curious about what possessed you, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just like it's just I feel like it's a polarizing name, where people are either making jokes about it or people think it's the hardest shit ever.
Like if you're in the community already, you're probably used to it, but like outsiders are probably like, what is that? And it's like if you look up like my name without the $, it's some sort of inappropriate product. I'm not gonna. I was just like, bro, I need to blow up so I could get above that shit. That's my goal. Fuck the money. Let's switch the algorithm up a little bit because this is ridiculous, bro.
So is that why you put the $sign in there so you didn't get it confused?
No, I didn't even think. I think I just thought the $sign was cool. It must have been like maybe I saw peso with it or something. Let's put that in there.
So that just goes to show you don't even need to think too hard about your name. Sometimes just something.
Sometimes you do. Like you gotta think. Like I don't know. Like
oh yeah, dude. There's
think about it a little bit.
Like,
think about it a little bit.
But I know, like you, for example, you said you kind of don't even remember it. You kind of just. It came to you.
I don't regret it. I don't remember it. It's just is what it is, bro. We're here.
But then
you
got people like Schwabity who kind of just came up with it on a whim or whatever, and now it's stuck or whatever. Like you don't
stick.
So it's just like you don't even need to think that hard. It will depend. Depending. Because you don't want too terrible. Well,
you don't want too. Yeah, I gotta think a little bit. Yeah. But yeah.
But no, it's just because for some reason just. Like I always find and I hope you don't mind because I always make like a dripstick joke. I know you know that I always make them because even in like I recently reacted to Drip too on my channel too, and even in the thumbnail I even put on the little banner, is it drippy? Like what? just because it's so like your name is just so fun to play with and just
it is
crack jokes about. So I was curious on how that came to be, but the fact that you don't know is a bummer.
Oh yeah, it could have been a no-brainer, or I don't. It definitely wasn't some like super deep thing though.
Nothing super.
It was just one of those.
Gotcha.
Nah, it was a middle school name.
But it's gonna be household soon. It's gonna be a household name soon.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you are you happy doing Nerdcore? Like, or do you like want to take this like past at some point? Like, are you content staying where you're at and continuing to make Nerdcore, or do you think like you'll evolve past it at some point?
Like, I have visions that go beyond this.
Of course.
And you can even see it in some of my music. I've always been a creative person.
Of course.
I've always, even as a little kid though, like I've always had like just art backgrounds, writing backgrounds. So I see some stuff. Like I love what like Peso does.
Oh, yep.
He's creating his own universe and shit.
Yep.
Stuff like that. And like I feel like I've set up my little brand. You know, I got me a little logo,
Yep.
nice little cover art, taking things more serious. I like to like in my new song, it's more than just like an anime song. I feel like I incorporate it in my favorite way that I can, where it's just like me, the character. I include my own footage of myself in the video to get the
Yep.
people
Yeah,
more
I
connected.
did peep that. I did peep that.
I include my logo. I have my own just creative moments in my. I love doing videos. It was such a great choice for me. But yeah, just in the music, like I was a little confused with my path up until recently because I was doing like some nerdcore stuff, but I was also experimenting with genres. I was doing all sorts of stuff and still am, but back then the production was a little less as to what it is now. Um, but yeah, just dabbling in stuff, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I was doing songs about anime that I wasn't even really thinking about. Of course, it's like rap what you want to rap about, but now when I make music, there's intention in mind. There's
Yep.
intention behind
Very
what I
true.
rap about, when I drop it, how I do it, keeping everything interesting. So back to the original question, you know, I'm slowly and surely with every drop, I am, you know, trying to build me.
Hmm.
I want to build me, and I feel like with how I've kind of set myself up, a lot of people are really here for me. Like I have my little 3K subs, but
Yes, sir.
I got some really devoted people in there, and it gives me a lot of hope. And yeah, like also depending on where the scene goes, I'm totally like as I up the production, as I up the quality and have more things to work
Yeah.
with. I'm super flexible, and I like same goes with like when projects happen, when albums happen.
Mhm.
It's not going to be some anime stuff, it's going to be me, and like I'm looking forward to when those days come for sure.
True.
Oh yeah.
Very valid. And I can tell that you put yourself into your music, and that's why you have like people within your 3K subscribers that truly rock with you, not because of the for the music, but just because for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like that's one of the very that's one of the things in nerdcore where it's just like, oh, people don't follow you for you, they follow you because of the character you're rapping for or what character
Right.
you're performing for.
Right.
And to a degree I can understand that, but
Mhm.
at the same time, with a lot of a lot of the people who are really doing this, like they're putting themselves in the music, and they're just using like whatever the
Mhm.
character or whatever the show, they're using
Mhm.
that as just like a front, like just like, oh, okay, I want to talk about this character kind of relates to that, so let's do that type, like
Yeah.
a fable for example, fable for example.
Mhm.
A lot of stuff he talks about personal stuff, but then just attaches a character to it that kind of fits that vibe, and
Yeah.
that's why I feel like a lot of people connect with. And the fact that you recognize that at, I mean, I'm not gonna say you're like a new artist, but you still definitely still, I feel like you got a hell of a lot more untapped potential
100%.
to unlock, and the fact that you understand that at this point, that sets
Yeah.
you up for success way farther
Oh
down
yeah.
the line, where it's just like you put yourself, you're not just talking, you're not just spitting fire bars, you know, and that's cool and all, like it's good to
Yeah.
have punchlines and stuff like that, but you're putting yourself, you're putting your emotion, your
Mhm.
passion, and you're all into that, and that's what truly builds a community. That truly is what builds
Right.
you up as an artist. So I give you props on that, for being able to like recognize that and kind of start putting it in motion, putting it into action.
Yeah.
So big ups to you on that.
Thank you. And like the thing is like, you know, I've been on YouTube for like maybe 3, 4 years or whatever, but I only really started going through this crazy run within the past year. So about a year ago is when me and Mari dropped our first track. So, and since then we've done maybe like 6.
Yes,
And I
sir.
got on the DPS thing and the Schwab and Game Boy stuff within this past year. So this is really the time. And I see where this stuff has taken me, and I feel like I'm very interesting and stand out to the point where, you know, bro, there's no option but to stay consistent still. Cause bro, like a few years ago, I used to be known as the guy that doesn't drop. Before Ty Wild was around, bro, within my group, dude, like bro, I dropped like a few times a year, and like I was just doing it But as I caught this momentum and actually found my voice and enjoyed this stuff a lot more,
Yeah.
like it would be foolish of me to not strive for success. Like, why stop here? Obviously, I've worked with all these people and done a lot of things, but this feels like only the tip of the iceberg in terms of my own channel, my own possibilities with the creativity and the discography and the, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel that. And like I said, big ups to you, man, because not a lot of people who are beginning in music, especially like within nerdcore music, where they can the stuff can get kind of lost. But like I said, you being able to figure out like, oh hey, I gotta stop just rapping about whatever. Put myself, put my heart into what I'm doing. Figure out what I gotta do, and just improve in all those aspects and stuff like that. And like I said, the hard work is paying off to this day. Because like I said, you're ever evolving. Like you're constantly doing good work, making some of the best songs that you've had.
Yeah.
And some just good songs just within just the overarching community. So big ups to you on that, man. I just want to point out that your hard work is not unnoticed, at least from me, and I'm going to assume your fan base too, and your community of people. So I want to give you props on that.
Thank you, man.
Because you're
I
one
feel the love.
And seeing somebody like you who kind of started out as like in like the modern day nerdcore is like when you started out small and you're gradually you're like I said, forever evolving and getting bigger and growing an audience and stuff like that. Other smaller artists within the community might look upon that and be like, okay, like what's Drip doing? What is Drip doing that I need to do? What is he doing? So you can kind of be looked at as like like that person that some of the smaller artists look to, because you were in their spot in today's day and age of nerdcore, and not like one of those people like you didn't start like a decade ago. You didn't start like all the. So I feel like having somebody that a lot of the smaller artists can look at for like inspiration and stuff like that is. Like I said, big ups to you, man. Big ups to you.
It's a great feeling for people to ask me for this and that, or be like, inspired about what I do, because like you said, I was in the same boat not too long ago, trying to figure things out with my own music. And so like it's a cool feeling to see how far we've come, and I definitely relate to a lot of these guys trying to get their name out and stuff, for sure.
Hell yeah. Big ups to you on that. But like I said, like I mentioned earlier,
yes,
I took to Twitter, told them, hey, drop some questions, give us some topics that you want to see talked about, and I got a bunch of them. People showed up in droves.
They went crazy.
Awesome. Yeah. So they made my life kind of easier when it came to come up with questions and trying to fill time. They kind of made my life easier.
Sure.
So we're gonna go. Shout
out to everyone.
Shout out to everyone. Even if your question doesn't get used, just know I still appreciate everybody who leaves a question and interacts and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys' willingness and showing that you guys care about like the Peep Lounge and the guests that I get on and being involved. I appreciate that. But the first question that I got for you comes from somebody we all know very well. Comes from one Mix Williams. One Slick Willie. He built like an Oompa Loompa. No, I'm kidding. He's not that short. But
oh man,
he asks, what are some of your realistic 5-year goals in music? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? If you had to like kind of predict a little bit,
like who even knows, because like so much could happen in just a year. I've seen that firsthand.
Oh, absolutely.
5 years, generally speaking, I just want to make waves, bro. Like the stuff I'm doing with my house music, I don't see anybody rapping on the house beats. I'm trying to adopt that.
Sir.
Go further with it. I'm trying to have projects, and I want to learn more stuff, learn more about editing, learn mixing, and make like just grow this strong fan base. Just get the numbers up. just a lot of vague stuff, but I'm definitely gonna keep going at it. I definitely I'm thinking like just more success, more money to put back into the music, right?
Yep.
More collaborations, just more security with this stuff.
Sure.
And just, but as an abstract answer, I feel like I'm gonna make some sort of bigger impact than what's going on right now. I feel like with where my mind is and the kind of drive I have, I feel like I'm gonna really do something to kind of make people kind of turn their heads a little more. But we'll see
Hell
what's
yeah,
going on
dude!
with
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't wait to see the shit that you do. But
100%.
that's super dope because like you practically stated is like you got to this point and you're still learning. Like you said, you want to get to the point where you can become a better engineer, and you're learning other aspects of what it takes to be in the space and grow.
Right.
And you're also, like you said, you want to do videos too. So and so you're just learning all these extra skills. Like, yeah, you can.
Right.
Everybody knows you can rap, you can make music, but those other skills too on top of that. Because I know a lot of people like outsource and like they get other people to do it for them and stuff like that. So having that drive to not only continue like get better musically, but also work and learn about these other things as well.
Yeah.
Just really shows how much you truly care and you want to dedicate yourself to this music. And I can tell just from the 45 minutes or so that we've been talking that you have a passion for this. Like you want this. Like you're putting all your cards into this and into this music stuff. And I respect it. I respect it.
Thank
big
you.
ups to you.
Yeah, dude. Like, just because I've been doing videos for about a year as well, and not like I try to step it up every time with the tracks, but as well with the editing. It's a whole passion in itself, and I love it. Almost just as much as the music. I love putting my creative thoughts into play with the visuals as well.
Sure.
And like for example, I would point to my recent song called Pure Love, where I really put
Banger,
my
by the way.
all into. Thank you, man. Thank you. Like I put my all into my rapping, and I incorporated my melodic stuff in there for the first time. I think is the first time I've done both rapping and melodic on the same beat for a song. I just wanted to incorporate as much as I could, just give it all to the people. And then the visuals, I used all the footage that I could and put myself into the video. That little clip of me during the last little melodic portion, that was me when I was editing at 5 a.m. And I was like, hey, I want to include myself in the vid just to connect with the people a little bit more.
Yes,
Get that
sir.
in there.
Yes,
And
sir.
then, me and JHB the other week, we performed
I remember
at
that.
a bar.
I remember
Yeah,
he
we
mentioned
performed
that.
at a bar, and it was my second time performing, and the last song I did was Pure Love, and I was like, you know what, I have footage from that. Why not throw that in there too? Just show the people that I'm really doing this shit, bro. Like a little
Yes, sir.
sidetrack, but like here's the thing, like obviously you can do this stuff from the comfort of your home, and that's a great thing about this. Home studios, it's sick. But performing, I feel like any artist that wants to like take it more seriously and put themselves out there to their local scene or whatever, go do a show, man. Like
Absolutely.
it's a whole different world, but if you really stand on your music and shit, go perform that shit, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, for sure.
And that's another thing too, because I get there's people out there who kind of just do music as just like a hobby because they just enjoy doing it. But then there's obviously you got the people who, like yourself, who want to make a career and they're putting all their chips onto this. And I agree with that sentiment. Is like, hey, get out. Like home studio, being able to make stuff at home is cool, but. And obviously I can't speak from like firsthand experience because obviously I'm not an artist, but I feel like being in a live setting can. I feel like the adrenaline of seeing that live feedback whenever you're like if you're performing a hype song, and the crowd is getting hyped up with you, and seeing that in real time, like that feedback in real time, it just gives that adrenaline, that dopamine rush, and it just hits. Like I can only imagine as an artist what that's like to see a crowd really like messing with you and your live performance, like at an NPC or a MomoCon or all that. I can just imagine what it's like performing live.
Like, dude, you're putting yourself out there, like physically in front of people. You can't. It's not just some digital, like post this video and people comment back. You are literally there in real time as a human being. Like,
yes, sir.
As you said, the reciprocating energies. It's a different feeling, and then you end the performance and you're feeling all pumped up because it's like, holy shit, like we did that.
Yep.
I think it's a dope thing. I would recommend it to anybody that's able to do that. Like, and then you'll probably go back home pumped to make.
Yeah, and it's motivating to
perform.
It's
like, literally.
It's a win in all facets because you leave. It's just like you got that dopamine rush. You're feeling good, and that because of that dopamine rush, you want to go home and make some. You want to go back home and make some more bangers that you can perform live again. And it's just it's just that never-ending cycle. So being able to like get out and like I said, no disrespect to the people who want to just do this as like a hobby. Just making music for fun.
Oh yeah,
I completely respect it. I completely respect it. There's no hate against
Nothing
you.
Wrong with it.
Absolutely
Nothing
not.
Wrong with
but
it.
for the people who want to take this seriously, just at least like I know a lot of people, depending on where you're at, they might not have as many opportunities as a lot of other people.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Find some stuff. Just anything. Whether
put yourself out there.
Like he said, like Drip just said, he performed at a bar. You don't need to perform at a convention. Just find places like bars, find little gigs or stuff like that like will allow performers. Like it doesn't have to be these like big conventions or anything like that. You don't have to use that as like an angle, like work your way up.
Yeah, no, it's like because like you could stay back from the performances and that's all good. I respect people that even post music on the internet. That's
true.
That's a step forward in itself. But if you're an artist and you envision yourself on the NPC stage, you got to do some smaller ones first to build that resume because they like seeing videos of you actually performing. You're not just going to get up there because your music's good. It can be really good, but like there's other things you have to do to prove yourself, right? So it's like if you have aspirations, you gotta see what it takes to find yourself there.
And that's the one thing, because and this again, this is no shade, no nothing, but seeing people like, because like NPC just recently had like applications for people who want the opportunity to perform, and some people mentioning that they signed up and yada yada yada, but they have no performing experience.
Right.
It's just like, and I don't want to like, I look at it as like, I mean that's cool, but like I feel bad because it's just like, there's no way that a place, something like an NPC is gonna, and again, this I don't mean to sound harsh, but they're not gonna consider you because even though you might make good music, you don't have that experience. You can't just expect your NPC to be like your first.
It's not going to be given to you.
Yeah,
like
you got to like start small. You got to work your way up. Like I said, find a bar, find just like these random small events that give the opportunity for performers and stuff like that. Start out there, and then have like an NPC or a MomoCon as like an end goal, something that you want to like work your way toward. I promise you, if you do that. That satisfaction of when you eventually make it onto like an NPC stage or a MomoCon stage or anything like that, it's gonna hit, bro. Is that fulfillment is gonna hit you. And I can't, dude. I'm calling it right now, Drip. You're gonna be on that stage one day, man, because you're killer.
Thank you, bro.
You're killer. I
would take at least the VIP stage. I would take at least that. It seems lit.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see the VIP show this past NPC. But don't worry, I'll be there next year. So when I see Drip on there next year, don't worry, I'll be seeing that.
Yeah, who knows? Nah.
But big ups to you, man. I hope that performance, because I saw clips of you and JHB's performance at that bar, and it looked like you guys were having a blast with it. I hope it went well.
Yeah, it was great. Like, I just want to give a little shout out to JHB. That's my brother, bro. That's one of my like closest homies in this whole thing.
Yes,
Like
sir.
he's talented. He's done a lot for me. He was the first person I recorded a song with in person.
Hmm.
I would go to his house and we did like DED and stuff like that. We did music videos.
Oh yeah.
He's always been around, and I see me and him as like really like head to head,
Like he's like your competitive little rival, like friendly little
right,
rivalry. Yeah.
in a way, yeah. And a lot of people see us as like a duo, and like we're like a cool little team.
Oh yeah,
So
dude.
just shout out to JHB.
Shout
Gotta
out to
show love,
JHB.
man.
There's a Peep Lounge with him already on the channel at
Oh
this
yeah,
point. Make sure you guys
great
go
episode.
check that out right after you get finished with this one. Because
Yup.
JHB is just as much of a dope person as Drip is.
Yeah.
But you've mentioned it a couple of times. You doing music videos. Is that something that you want to do more of, like just
Yeah.
straight music videos, or
Yeah.
or is that something you're kind of just doing like randomly, sporadically, maybe every once in a while?
Yeah, I like incorporating myself in the videos already when I can't do fully fledged music vids.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna get back up on there. It's not gonna be like a constant thing, but you'll occasionally see those, and like those do just as well as the regular vids. So it's like with how I've set things up, I feel. So I'm not afraid to get back in there doing music video.
Oh yeah, dude.
Again, it really connects you with the people. And like when I get forward to finishing up projects and things, definitely gonna see some music vids and stuff.
Hell yeah, dude.
Love those.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
music
because the
videos, but
dissection,
oof.
fucking fire video, bro.
Thank
Fucking
you.
fire, bro.
Thank you, dude.
Banger
Like it was,
song too,
yeah.
but the video was
Thanks.
fire too.
Yeah, just a little homemade thing. Like I finished the song one night and it was getting dark, and I was like, you know what? I have free will. Let's drive over here. Let's put my phone on my car. Let's get my laptop, leave it in the car, and listen with my headphones. No one shot that shit. It was just me leaving
That's
the phone there
crazy.
with
So it was
Phil.
that was just a solo
It
production.
was
That's
just a
crazy.
solo thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like yeah, like my homie, he recorded the Pokemon cipher round 2 for me,
Oh, yep.
but like he was like moving the camera around and stuff. But yeah, that dissection one, like no one was around, and I just felt like I didn't want to bother people to shoot for me, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it, and it was completely fine. It
Hell
was
yeah,
a
dude.
fun time.
Hell
Did that
yeah,
all on my
dude.
own.
Hell yeah. And
Yeah,
I would like to see more of that kind of stuff from you.
yeah, bet.
Because it was just cool. Like I just love the song, but just being able to like have like, because I feel like, and I know a lot of people kind of stray away from the music videos because if like especially in the nerdcore community, they don't necessarily do as well as
Yeah,
like an AMV
yeah.
would.
Hmm.
But I like seeing just random music videos
Oh yeah.
sprinkled in there,
Oh
and
yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
somebody like get crazy to going crazy to the while they're performing their own stuff. I don't know
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is, but I just enjoy it. Like,
I
don't get it twisted.
love
I like
those.
the AMVs, but also
Yeah.
I do want some music videos sprinkled in.
Sometimes, dude, you just see the same damn JJK clip too many times, and you're like, you know what? Like,
As a
bro, I see
reactor,
Marco
you don't
punching. Yeah, oh,
understand, bro.
dude, yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, you can't imagine, dude. I
nah,
react to so much. Like just this past week, and I reacted to maybe like 40 tracks. And
bro.
so just imagine something like that every week, and just like I
Oh
see
yeah,
the same Jujutsu Kaisen clips, the same Naruto clips, the same. It's just like, oh. And
yeah,
shout out to like some of like the good editors for not just like putting just straight up clips, but doing a lot more like manga animations and
yeah,
typography and
yeah,
stuff like
for
that
sure.
to really make it stand out more. But
Hmm.
man, like
Oh no, yeah,
it can get real tiring seeing the same thing over and over
yeah,
and
and
not being
yeah.
engaged in the video.
And I acknowledge that, and that's exactly why I like to switch things up and include myself in there and make
Hmm.
things more personal. And again, like I feel um like when I do my songs, I title them with my name first. I like to do that.
Yes, sir.
That's something that Mari does, and just like the thing is like I feel that's why I feel confident with still posting the music videos, and Dissection did super good.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
dude.
I'm like, you know what, that's what I expected because I'm trying to put me first, like literally and the title.
Yep.
Um and over bars. Come on, bro.
It's
Come
called
on, bro. We do
motherfucking
this
bars.
shit. We do this shit. Nah, bro. But yeah, like, so yeah, over time, I want to just do more me.
Hell yeah, dude.
Obviously, I got a lot of anime stuff in the tuck. I have a lot of stuff that I'm like ready to post at certain times. I got stuff ready, but as well as more me. So I like how things are going for sure, for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. And like I said, doing something like that, putting yourself like first and whatever is gonna help people follow you as the artist, not just because for
100%,
the subject matter. Like, oh, this person raps around JJK a lot, so I'm gonna like that's the type of stuff that communities and listeners can latch onto you as the artist. And that's another thing why I do these Peep Lounges too. For any of the artists or anything like that, you might not get to see them behind the music as often. So being able to like just sit down, pick their brain a little bit, BS, some chat it up, can give the potential Dripstick fan, like who might not have known much about him beforehand, they can watch this like, oh shoot, this guy's actually really cool. I agree with a lot of his mindsets about certain things, and yada. So building that connection and finding things to relate to and grab onto is and that's the reason why I do stuff like this, where I put people on and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's great for the community. Yeah, it's great for the community.
Absolutely. But moving on, another question that actually this one isn't really a question. This is more of just like a topic that they want us to talk about. But this one comes from somebody who's very prominent within the Nerdcore community. Very, very prominent, very big name. From one Peso Pete.
Oh boy.
And I'm gonna need some backstory to this because I know nothing. But
a lot of people don't.
He just said his love of Almond Joys. Please elaborate.
Bro. Do you fuck with Almond Joys, bro?
I don't mind an Almond Joy. Like I will say, if there's other candy bars sitting there, I probably will like pick another candy bar. But if an Almond Joy was handed to me, I'd eat it.
I respect it because I love Almond Joys. I love them. Love them. Maybe they're not at the top, but I'll tell you a little story, a little tale.
Oh God.
This was, and Pete has told this story on his Twitch. He showed me a clip of him talking about it. I was like, this guy, like, this is so stupid. So this is a couple months ago, Peso Pete, he invites me to kick it at Shofu's crib. So I was like, bet, and we go there, and and later we'd see some other homies there too, like JHB and Ham.
Yep.
But at the time, it was just me and Pete. And, we met outside and we kicked it. Eventually, we went to a 7-Eleven to get some snacks.
Yep.
Because we were going to record some stuff. And, I grabbed some sort of drink. It might have been like a brisk or something.
Yep.
And I think I grabbed like a little donut from 7-Eleven. And then I grabbed an Almond Joy.
Yes, sir.
And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bruh, some good shit. And then like, I don't know, we go back, and I'm kind of thinking about how Pete told the story. Apparently, I left the Almond Joy on Shofu's table, and Shofu asked Peso, he's like, is this your Almond Joy, bro? Because they're against that shit, I guess.
That's crazy. Right? So they don't fuck
no,
with Almond Joys.
A lot of people don't. It's
crazy.
Kind of a controversial bar. Yeah, I don't know. It might be the coconut, might be the almond. I like the coconut. I could do without the almond.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm just a big... Yeah, I just like the coconut, but overall, I like them. So, yeah, pretty much like they're like, oh no, this isn't mine. And then I go in the room and I'm like, thanks for reminding me. I nom that shit because I'm standing on that shit, dude. Let me get that Almond Joy. And people were just like, damn. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It was funny though.
Hey,
they were just so surprised.
Stop Almond Joy hate 2024. Make that a hashtag. Oh, yeah. Make that a hashtag.
It's really a good little bite. Like I'm standing on that shit, dude.
Stand on business, man. Stand on business.
It was a good time though. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I agree because I feel like the Almond Joy is a very, very controversial, polarizing bar. I'm like I said, I don't mind it. But yeah. Like I said, there's definitely better ones. Like I'm a Reese's guy. Anything Reese's, that's my shit. I don't eat as much a lot of it anymore because my sweet tooth has gone down.
Yeah.
But Reese's is my shit. Because here's the thing. I picked that question on there because I thought there was some like weird, like goofy story involving a you and an Almond Joy. I thought something like a funny story or a funny incident involving an Almond Joy or anything like that. But it's just he just wanted you to talk about how much you love Almond Joy. So he's probably gonna watch this later or watch this little clip or this segment and just absolutely just dog you in the comments or some shit.
I'm standing on that shit. Standing on that shit, dude.
Stop Almond Joy hate in 2024. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Well, another question. This one's a question. And this comes from Twitter user Crossbones is Hill.
Mm-hmm.
He asks, how do you balance being a student and working on music?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Crossbones, man. He's been around for a little bit on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm currently in my second year of college, and I'm doing music. And not only have I been in college, but I've been pumping out a lot more music than I was in high school. And people might be like, damn. And I mean, to keep it short, I just wanted that shit. I envisioned myself going places, and to do that, gotta post. You gotta be consistent. You gotta make good shit. I mean, I don't know. So like, there wasn't really an option but for me to make it work. And honestly, in the first year of college, I could say it was pretty manageable. Like, I went on that whole run while I was in college, and one thing was that, you know, I was dorming. And my music setup stayed here at the house. So if I wanted to record, I couldn't just do it at the dorm. I'd have to drive back home, do the drive back, do the verse, and then, you know, go back. But I'd go back on weekends sometimes and get it done. It was actually pretty manageable. It's just always good to like have a calendar. My calendar's not even that like crazy. It's just like, if you write stuff down and want that shit to work, then you'll make it work. And it did. The only time that it got kind of inconvenient, I think I remember like Game Boy Jones hit me up for that Toji song, We Outside. And you know, he's like, oh, could you have this done by this certain weekday? I forgot what it was, but it was like, I had like an exam like right then, and
so it seemed like within that time you just had a bunch of stuff that just
within that time I was like I could either tell him no, I can't do the verse and not be on the song, or make that shit work and go back home, do the verse, go back, exam, whatever. So, and I just trusted myself. I was like, I got you. And you know, it could be stressful for some, where it's like, you know, you have this time frame to go back home, do the verse. If you don't do it in time, if your voice is dead, you're off the song. But for me, like with me, I just have to make that shit work, and I did, and we did the song. So yeah, honestly, balancing music with the school. I mean, I've been doing music as long as I've been a student, so it's kind of all I know. But yeah, long story short, just made it work because I wanted it.
Hell yeah. And I like that answer, because and if I'm not mistaken, and shout out to X-Phase, but X-Phase is Beyond the Booth, which is a banger series, by the way. You guys should go check out those episodes too. But he had a clip on Twitter with Game Boy, funny enough. And I think the question was along the lines of just like, how, like, you seem like you're just a busy individual. How do you make time for everything? And Game Boy, long story short, he said, just, I'm passionate about this. Like this is his life. And he like, and that goes for anything. Like, if you're passionate enough about something, like you said, like you're passionate about your music, your craft, and all that stuff, it don't matter how busy you are. If you're passionate, like, you will make time to do it.
You will make it work.
So what? You might lose a couple more hours of sleep a night, or whatever, or just like, if you're passionate enough about something, you will make time. Because I get asked the question, because the amount of stuff that I do, my reactions every week, and then I edit, post, I'll do like these Peep Lounges. Like, I'm constantly just in go. And people, like, even X-Phase, I had him on the Peep Lounge. He asked me, he's like, how do I do it? I enjoy it. Like, I have a full 9-to-5 job that I still do on top of that. And I got my own personal stuff that I got to deal with. And it's just, I do it because I love it. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about the community. I'm passionate about the stuff that I do. Yeah. So I don't know like what I would do if I wasn't doing that. Right? Like it's just so normal to me at this point. It's so like ingrained that I don't even, it doesn't even feel life. Yeah, it's just like I'm just so used to it now where it's just like it doesn't feel like it's a burden. It doesn't feel like a chore. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything extra. Like it's just me just doing what I got to do.
And that is what is going to separate different people down the line. Like if you're just doing this for potential money and don't get that money, you might just stop doing this shit. Yep. People that actually like doing what they do, whether it be music, reactions, community stuff, art, your job, whatever. If you're committed to that thing, the love is going to feed back into energy, and it's going to be this cycle of like, I love it. It gives me energy to do it. And I love it more.
Yes, sir.
Because I see results, and just, it's a cycle. And then it's just a self-sufficient
energy. And like, and so if you're ever curious and like, oh, how does like, because I think even somebody like to the likes of DPS, that man does not sleep. And I'm like, I had a conversation with him. Trust me, I've heard of his cycle. That dude gets like 3 hours of sleep a night. Like he's pulling all-nighters every night. And it's just like, that's just like I said, one of those things. He's so dedicated and passionate about it. He has a whole family. He's got his music. Like he balances so much.
Right.
Because he's passionate about it. And so as an artist, like, and this goes to another thing too, where if you want this to take this seriously, that's something that you're going to have to always keep in the back of your mind, because it's going to probably be a while before a lot of people can get to that point where they can dedicate their entire focus into music. They're going to have to balance a lot of things, balance a job, balance a personal life, balance potential family. People might have families they got to support. People got obviously their craft, their music, their creation, whatever they're creating, whatever. And it's just like, that's one thing. Like if you want to make it, that's something that you got to take into consideration. And again, the fact that you're on top of that, at that stage, dude, it just, I'm finding out that for somebody who's like I said, not new into music, but still on the newer side, and the fact that you got all that knowledge and you already got that mindset within you at that point is going to work wonders for you in the future, man. And I mean that, because it's just like a lot of people in that position aren't thinking like that at this point. They're not at that point yet. And they're not thinking about those kind of things. So the fact that you're already on top of it, you're thinking about it, you're already doing it.
Yeah,
it just shows wonders. Like I said, it's gonna do wonders for you in the future. And you're very wise too. And I know you're very like it's crazy too, because I want to compare you to the likes of like Suyo. Because I talk to Suyo a lot, and Suyo is just so wise, and he's got like a understanding of what it takes to be a musician and balancing everything and yada yada. And it's just like hearing you speak about like all this stuff and having that understanding at such a young age, like yourself. I'm not saying like you're incredibly young, but you're younger than me, so that's still fucking young as shit. And you got all that knowledge, you got all that understanding. And you're not even you're not even at your prime. So to think about that, that's gonna be incredible, like going forward for you. So like I said, big props to you, man. Big props to you.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's just about the mindset and actually doing it. Actually putting it in practice. And shout out to that's the homie.
Yeah, yes, sir. Shout out to Suyo as well. Cause both you guys got a good fucking head on your shoulders, and I can see both you guys making waves, not even just in the community, just in music, man. So shout out to you, and shout out to Suya. I don't know if Suya is gonna watch this or any point, or if Suya is gonna see this, but just know I shouted you out. Yes, but no, big ups to you though, man. Big ups.
Thank you.
And shout out to Crossbones for that really, really good ass question, man, because that's not a lot of people. That's not something that people take into consideration. Just like the balance of everything. For sure. And how to do that. So shout out to him. Another question that I got cooked up here.
Let's go.
Again, comes from somebody. Well, most people. Now I know you're familiar with this person. Comes from Savade.
Yeah. Oh, I love Survey. That's the homie, bro. Oh my
Yes,
god.
sir.
Shout out
Yes, sir.
Survey, yeah.
So shout out the Baka King. The
You're
Baka fucking King.
that's
He
the guy.
asks, what made you lean heavy into your melodic side? The songs are smooth and showcase a lot more of your artistry.
Great question. Look, I like making what I like listening to. Um, and I'm still working on that still. I feel
Yes,
like
sir.
just recently I'm really thinking about like outer body experience. How am I as a listener gonna rock with this? So just recently I'm like really thinking about that. But in terms of just doing melodic stuff as a genre with the auto tune rapping stuff, um, it's a lot of what I listen to. It's like in high school I was listening to um a lot of SoundCloud underground stuff. There's people named like Tana and SGP West and um Solfago and I knew about Yeet before a lot of these people knew about Yeet. Like, bro, I found Yeet years ago from this Gojo AMV that got taken down. Like from this page, from this promo
Not the
page.
Gojo AMV.
Is a song called Today with a two, but it wasn't he made a couple of ones called Today. It was like the first one or something. I just knew about Yeet. So I was listening to stuff like that. Just these melodic rappers doing this kind of stuff. And like also my peers um do great with that stuff too. Like Mari, I like when he gets into the melodic bag.
Yes, sir.
And like Black Diamonds
Oh, Black
and
Diamonds is
oh yeah,
killer.
bro. He's literally one of my favorites, dude, and
Absolutely.
he's dope. He makes really good music that you could just bump. Love that
Absolutely.
shit.
He
Right?
can. You
So
can. He's one of those people you can bump regardless of like nerdcore and not like you
literally,
can. You
yeah.
can play it in any scenario. It is fire, bro.
Bro,
It's fucking fire.
literally. Yeah, that's why he's one of my like top artists in the scene is
Absolutely.
because of that. I was
Yep.
playing some of his shit and my friend was like, "Who's that?" Exactly, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what people should strive for is
Mhm.
really just make good music. But anywho, um yeah, just I listened to a lot of melodic stuff and I just got into it and once I realized I could do it, um I just had a blast because it's a whole different kind it's like it's obviously this similar sort of it's music, but it's like a different kind of way of approaching it, and I love that. And you know, people know me as like from like the Mari songs or different appearances as like a lyrical, like one of the upcoming rappers or whatever.
Yeah.
But nothing is more fun than hitting some cool fucking shit on an auto-tune song and being like, "Whoa, my voice could do that!" Like what?
Yes,
Like
sir.
that's sick, and that's exactly why, like with Pure Love, I want to incorporate um uh good rapping and good melodic stuff and make it mesh because I like impressing people too. I like the impression factor where it's like, oh, he could do this. Like I like seeing comments like that,
Yes, sir.
and it fuels me to do it more and do it better. So to answer that question, once I realized I could do it, and once I realized I sounded pretty decent doing it at the time, I just wanted to do more of it because it's what I would like to listen to,
Yep.
and I love doing it. So yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And I feel like that's very. That's one of those things that's just like you said, that's the music that you enjoy listening to, that you find yourself listening to. So at the same time, because you enjoy it or enjoy listening to it, you kind of like
Right.
kind of already got like a rough idea, like, oh, I already listened to a lot of it, and because you listen to a lot of it, you can kind of you kind of got like a grasp of it already.
Yeah, you pick
like,
up on you pick up on what sounds good.
Yep.
And
and
yeah,
then you
because
can
if I
apply that to
started
your
doing
own shit. Yeah.
literally, yeah, exactly. Because bro, it was all I was kind of listening to already. So I was like, I already know what I like about some of these guys and when they don't make a good song. So I think that just kind of carried on, and just kind of got sort of an ear for it.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
Shin, shout out to Savade for that, because that's a fucking good ass dude. Everybody's
Question,
dropping good ass questions,
dude,
bro.
yeah, no,
People showed
I would
out.
love to cover as many of these good questions as possible
Oh no, dude,
because
I got a
just
whole list of
let's
them. I still got a
go. I
couple of left just
love
on my list.
let's go. Yeah.
But
Let's do it.
another question, I'm pretty sure you're familiar. I see this person around. You're gonna have to tell me the backstory, because I keep seeing this name around, but I don't know like their affiliation or anything like that. But this is from Tootid.
Oh yeah, the homie Tid. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, are they like an artist? Are they just kind of like a homie? Like, what is?
Tid? Okay, so Tid, I met Tid a long time ago, and yeah, they came to NPC and we they were part of the B&B, right? So
Yeah.
that's like the homie we met. Just sort of a community enjoyer at the time, like one of those people that didn't do music but was close with people. And then recently they started kicking it with like our group, like the ham server and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I've heard that too. Like they want to do music too. So it's like just one of those situations. But that's
Oh,
just long story short. That's the homie. Yeah.
yeah, they're just a homie, just a homie to a lot of people in the community. Okay, gotcha. Now, I
Yeah.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
I keep seeing this name around, but
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I don't know anything about them. So I was just,
Right.
I was just curious on like what they're like were they an artist? Are they an editor? Or do they do art? Do they do what? I just didn't know. So I appreciate you clarifying. But
Yes.
he asks, what is your creative process when it comes to making and developing a song?
Oof. Well, so I usually when I record, I don't really prepare. Like I usually go on YouTube, I go find some beats. I'm already sitting down like this and I just download the beat and I throw it on the recording software and I just figure it out. Like I don't have stuff really written beforehand. Maybe I have the
Really?
vibe. Yeah, no, like I haven't fully written a song in like 2 years like beforehand.
Really?
Like
That's crazy.
like
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Like it was Prince talk. So I don't fully punch in, but like I kind of catch a vibe, kind of write a little bit on my phone, then spit it, write a little bit more. So like so yeah, and I would like to go back to really like part of that is me just being kind of impatient. I would love to like sit back down and actually really write something thoroughly and see where that could go. But well, like for the dissection, that is something that I wrote a lot beforehand, like maybe like three-fourths of it. So I'd say, yeah, that one was something I primarily wrote down with the bars and stuff. But then the last little bit, there was some more beat left, so I just kind of freeballed the rest.
That's
But
dope.
yeah, like yeah, I usually just sit down and find the beat first. Maybe have a character in mind if I'm doing character stuff, or anime in mind. But yeah, I kind of think of Woody stuff on the spot. It takes
Mhm.
hours to get the song done, but like that's just kind of my process. Because before, when I used to struggle with my delivery as a rapper, I would, I was doing the writings back then. I was doing the writtens, but I didn't have a lot of that vocal kind of control yet. So
Oh,
I wrote down the bars, but when I actually went to record them with my phone, looking at the phone, I didn't know inflections yet. So that's why it's very monotone, right? Very monotone when I'm rapping. So, because I didn't understand inflections at the time and I just wasn't comfortable. I wasn't confident enough yet. So, I think later I would start to rap stuff on the spot, write a little bit, rap stuff, rap that because for me that was felt more natural because I could already know how it sounds when I'm recording.
yeah.
Fast forward now, I kind of still keep that process of kind of just freeballing it. So yeah, like most of the songs you see on my channel are kind of those situations where I didn't really prep it beforehand.
That's
But when it comes to
crazy.
like when it comes to other people's verses, like let's say like the Cam Steady ciphers and stuff, or like the Mari songs, or maybe less of the Mari songs because we just kind of have fun on there. So sometimes I just kind of do the same thing. But if I'm really on a project that requires a certain amount of writing, and I acknowledge the audience that I'm rapping to, like I will write that. Like I'll put extra effort into the bars. But when it comes to my own music, I'm a little more chill with the
And
process.
like relaxed about it.
Yeah, more relaxed because I have more fun with my delivery and stuff. It's not all about the bars. It's more about just like
The feeling.
I like the vibes, yeah. But I'm still at that point where I could still have the creative lines that I could kind of come up with, but I don't really sit down and like write at all.
That, that's crazy
Yeah,
because so I didn't realize that a lot of your stuff you kind of just freeballed it a little bit.
yeah.
Um, because and fun fact, there's a Dean verse out there somewhere.
No way.
Yeah,
Heard.
there's a Dean verse out there somewhere. I'm not gonna spoil when and where you might hear it.
No way.
But the writing process and just like all that stuff, I had to do. I had to make sure everything was, and I guess that makes sense
Yeah.
because it's my first time doing anything like it.
Yeah, of course. Like,
But
yeah.
but I had to like write everything, like literally everything,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
terms of, like ad libs and like all. I had to write
Okay.
everything. And so hearing the fact, because I know another big person who kind of free balls a lot is Peso, and just hearing people say that they just come up with like stuff on like yeah, they might write a couple of things like, oh, if they come up with like a really good bar, they might write it down, whatever, yada yada.
For sure.
It.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of it's like free ball and just kind of just off the tone, whatever you could think of and stuff like that's crazy to think about to me. It's just like, 'cause I can't even think of words that for a conversation, let alone trying to figure out words and then lines and verses to a song, bro. So
nah, it's like when you do it enough, it kind of like you kind of just know yourself a little more. I would like want to shout out just being on the Mari songs too, because when I was on those Mari songs, it really kind of developed how I'm rapping these days, even when I'm doing my own stuff. Just with like, it really helped me push my voice out more and kind of the way I rapped and what I'm talking about and stuff. Because me and Mari, we've worked a lot and when we worked, it was when I was in my learning process still, so in my growing process. So when I work with more people and when I make more music, I just kind of get more used to how things operate and kind of solidifying the sound. So yeah, everyone has their own process though, but when it comes to me, like it's just each like it's individual for each song. Like there's always going to be different kind of ways I think about stuff. But yeah, usually a lot of free balling for sure. I would like to get back into the sit down and write though, because I do have fun doing that. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to sit down on my notepad. Like screw that, dude. Let's get on the mic. Like, come on.
Just get me in front of. Let me just feel it. Let me feel it. Dude, that's
exactly
dope. That's dope. And I know that must take that takes a lot of talent to be able to do something like that. This is like I can't fathom being able to like come up with shit off the dome and stuff like that. So the fact that there's so many, I'm finding out about so many people who do that is just bonkers to me. And it's just like, I just don't understand. It's just one of those things. It's like, bro, what the fuck? So you're telling me this crazy bar that you spit was just off the fucking dome? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And again, like I don't fully punch in. Because people that fully just punch in without doing anything, like bar after bar, that's insane. I don't do that often unless it's some like kind of no brain stuff. But yeah, usually jot a little bit, go. Think of something, maybe punch it in. But yeah, just feeling it out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's dope. Sure. That's dope. I like that. But we're gonna just keep the ball rolling because, like I said, we got a lot of these questions. And the people want fucking answers.
Let's go.
So another one. This one comes from an up and coming rapper himself. This comes from Drain.
Okay.
This comes and he asks, what are some tips for people that haven't really found their voice for rap? What would you say?
So, and I feel like I am one of the most qualified people in this scene to give that answer, at least within my kind of bracket. Because, dude, listen to a Dripstick song from like 3 years ago. Listen to like Cube Up by Ham Sandwich or like the old Soul Menace songs. I am a completely different rapper. It's not just like, oh, you know, you were able to project your voice a little more. Like, no, I really felt like I did a 180, and people knew like I had witty lines from the beginning. I could always kind of write a nice little bar. But it was the delivery that was my opponent for so many years, was the delivery specifically. And it beat my ass. Like I just couldn't get over that hurdle, right? So I feel like I'm qualified to really, because I acknowledge I made that crazy shift. I'd say if you were someone like me that's not even like feel like you're fully comfortable with your voice when you're rapping, like you feel like just monotone or like I can't even hit the energy I want to, all you could really do is just keep rapping, because just keep rapping and don't give up, because you're not going to figure it out overnight. Push yourself though. Really do push yourself. Like what you think is possible, try to go beyond that. Really sit down. If you really want to improve, then you're going to figure it out. Have people give you feedback. You know, be around cool people that can tell you what's up. But of course, it is a personal journey. I would say just keep up the output, keep making music, make more music with people, keep posting. don't hold your music back. Like if you want to post it, just post it, throw it out there.
Yes, sir.
Especially if you're starting, and just believe in yourself. I know it's like kind of like cliche stuff, but like when you're on the mic though, like you just push yourself. Something that really held me back was well, I was a less confident person back then too in general, but also I had a fear of neighbors hearing me or my family in the house hearing me or this and that. So I kind of kept my voice low and it kind of held me back. You cannot, bro, if you're trying to hit your maximum like level with this shit,
Yeah.
bro, you cannot have any fear in your mind. No doubt in your mind who's hearing what. Like if anything, rap like you want them to hear that shit outside. Like you cannot let stuff hold you back with your rapping. So it takes time and it takes like sometimes you have to step out of your fear zone, your comfort zone. In terms of like if you already know, because I see a lot of rappers that they were already past where I was. They already know their voice well. They don't sound like how I did, where it's a completely different thing. Like you could tell that they are very close to hitting that next step, that
Yep.
next level.
Yep.
There's a lot of people like that. I don't see a lot of people like where I was, which is dope. But again, like it's hard for a lot of people to figure out what's next. I would say experiment with different kinds of beats, different kinds of flows. Just put some personality on the mic because a lot of times when people haven't found their voice or it doesn't sound like they have, it's because they're not as expressive. Like when I'm on the mic, when I'm doing raps these days, I treat it like it is like a show, like it's an act, a performance, trying to like it's like voice acting, but kind of in a way where these days I'm trying to be really expressive. So look at how other people are rapping. If they're rapping well and you want to be like that, what makes them like rap well? Is it the energy? Is it like how they're using their inflections? Do they give the beat some time to breathe? Their use of ad libs. Just try whatever. Just try. Don't confine yourself to the same kinds of beats or styles or flows, and just don't have any fear on the mic. Learn to just not hold back and really push your voice because like for me, like I could push my voice as much as I wanted to back then, but just stuff wasn't working. It just took time. I would say actually a good piece of advice is if you feel like you don't feel super comfortable on the mic, think about if you're like in the car with your best friends freestyling to like a beat. Like cuz like even when I wasn't great at like projecting my voice on the mic, when I was with friends off the mic, freestyling in the car, I could yell super well. It felt like fully confident. So try to just incorporate that to when you're sitting down on the mic. I know it could be a little daunting for some, but it's like your voice can do a lot of cool stuff when you're just not afraid, right?
True.
So just don't be afraid, literally, and don't be afraid to just go out of your comfort zone, find different beats, find different people to work with, do those contests,
Yep.
do those different things to put yourself out there and get the criticism if you need it.
Dude,
But yeah,
that's crazy because like I'm finding, dude, I'm so glad I got you on this Peep Lounge, and
thanks, man.
no, because, and this kind of ties back to what I was saying earlier. Like you got so much wisdom for such a young person, and like you genuinely got a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience and a lot of just like I said, understanding. And it's just like even now, like I'm not even an artist, but just hearing you, like it's just like I'm learning from you in real time. And it's just like I wasn't expecting so much knowledge in your brain. I'm not wasn't trying to say like you don't have knowledge, but I'm just saying it's just like I'm just so like entranced because it's like I was not expecting, because this is some like you've been given like good ass like advice and conversation and shit like that, where it's just bro, like it's great. Like I said, you're not even like in the peak of your life, let alone as a music career in your music career. So it's just like what the fuck.
Like I'm 19 and I'm just, even though I'm young, I've been known as like I'm like one of the youngest people in my circle still. But what you can't take away is still these multiple years of experience on the mic, and it's like that's why I don't like hearing like young rappers be like, "Oh, I'm too young for this." Like what? Like
Yeah.
like dude, anybody could get on the mic if you're able to, and it's like I don't want to hear excuses cuz you just got to put in that work. And yeah, like here's the thing, like I love going in depth with everything I got because I love doing like these kind of like podcast interview things. I haven't done a lot of them, but when I'm given that kind of an opportunity, especially with these questions and stuff, I have all this stuff kept to myself, all of these
Oh
like
yeah, dude.
advices, ideas, and now I could just give them. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And like I said, I appreciate you uh being as open and giving out all the advice and some of like your life experience from stuff that you've tried and stuff that worked and didn't work, and things and some advice for other people and how to approach this and mentalities about that and stuff like that. I appreciate you hopping on here because that's another thing too. Because I wanted to, I always ask a lot of questions with these Peep Lounges about like, oh, what would you do? Like, how would you, like, what advice would you give for like smaller artists and stuff like that? Just for any smaller artists out there who wants to be able to like find their groove, find their sound, and make a name for themselves and be able to succeed at this music stuff. And I feel like, and I mean this wholeheartedly, but with all the people that I've had on here and the amount of experience, like I've had people like Mix, I've had people like Schwabity, Connor, longest solo ever, like all those people. But for some reason, just like the advice that you're giving right now, I feel like it hits. Like, and I mean like a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like the stuff that they said is invalid, like because everybody brought good points. But I feel like what makes it special with you is because, like I said, and I pointed this out earlier, you were a small artist in this modern nerdcore scene.
Yes.
And so you know what it takes to be able to find your footing, find your sound, make a name for yourself, be more prominent within the community and stuff like that. And so and like I said, look where you're at. You look where you're at now. Like you're becoming more of a name within the community. Like you're being featured on a lot of people's bigger projects and stuff like that. And that's something, like I said, a lot of the smaller artists can look to somebody like you to be able to and be like, okay, what is he doing? Like, I see Drip making moves. What is he doing that I'm not? What's his mentality and stuff like that?
Yeah, and that's what kind of sets this apart from like, because like a lot of these nerdcore rappers, they have so much knowledge and they have so much experience and they started way longer ago. But like I'm one of these people that has that's a newer upcomer that's kind of made his name through a different kind of situation. So yeah, I'm like I'm new enough to where I can relate, but I'm also like I've had enough accolades to where I can kind of speak with confidence as to what I'm talking about and be like, hey, like I did this. This is, so yeah, it's all genuine for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. And like I said, I appreciate you opening up and letting it all out into the universe. So for anybody who's not watching this episode, you guys are missing out on some serious fucking gems.
For real.
And so, like, I just want to point that out. I'm probably gonna clip this little portion on here at Twitter, so that hypes people up to come watch it. But y'all just missing out on some gems. From Dripstick over here. Like, if you don't have like if you haven't pulled out your pen and pad yet with taking notes and shit like that, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. It just isn't for you, I guess. No, I'm kidding.
Let me stop. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, but I got one real major question left for you, and then I'll send you on your merry way, Chief.
Yes, sir.
But this one comes from another talented smaller artist from the likes of 757 Shay.
Hey.
Yes, sir. But he asks, what's something that you know now that you wish you would have known back then when you first started music?
Now here's the thing, right? Like, I could be like, oh, I wish I knew, because like a lot of it isn't just like knowing something that someone told you. but it's more like the experience and stuff, like actually doing. Because someone could tell me like, oh, I wish I knew how to rap. Like, I wish I knew how to rap good, but it's like, I don't know what I'm really trying to say. But more so like, I don't even know if I'd wish anything to be different. Like, because I was gonna learn everything eventually. It just took a longer time. But I'm so like, I'm such a fan of my journey that
Yeah,
I don't even wish. I don't even wish a damn thing. Like, it took me a long time, bro. It took me a long time to figure it out, but I like that it took me a long time because now I could be here and talk about it. Now I can now I could come up at this certain time. Now I could kind of take over at this time a little bit later. It's all, I feel like it's weird. It just feels like everything fell into place. So, I mean, I guess I could say like, oh, I wish I knew how to lock in with my delivery sooner, or oh, I wish I knew how to record on this software sooner. Because like, here's the thing, dude. I was recording on this app called KineMaster for a while, which is editing. It's video editing for your phone or whatever. Yeah. That's not even for music. I was recording on that, and I still got on a Schwabity song at the time. And then right, so it's like, bro, like, I mean, I guess I wish I used GarageBand or whatever else a little sooner, or this or that, but everything still worked out, and like, I like how things worked out. So I wouldn't have wished.
I fucking love that answer.
Different.
I love that fucking answer because it's just like, and people like people can ask me the same thing. It's like, man, I wouldn't want to learn anything. I wouldn't do it differently, even if I had the opportunity to, man, because that's my journey. That's my story. I wouldn't want to change that for the world. Like, yeah, you could say like, oh, I wish I had more knowledge about this. I wish I was able to do that. Yada yada yada. But I wouldn't want to change. Like, I'm like, there's a reason why people say like, oh yeah, the destination might be cool, but it's about the journey, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the best part. Like, just that journey to your end goal, your destination.
Right.
And I just love that answer so much because it's just like the experiences that you learn on your journey and stuff like that is stuff that you can like take with you for life.
Like the struggle was good. Like, the music struggle was necessary. Like, I could brag about it now because it's like, if I was just like super good off the rip, then maybe it would have been less, it would feel less rewarding, because now it feels, oh my God, it feels super rewarding because it really took a while and a lot of progression. You could see it over the years. So it's like, honestly, that struggle is good. Obviously, it's like, you know, it's good to have different resources early and stuff. And people are getting a hold of all sorts of like good advice and resources early. But for my own journey, I'm really satisfied with how it's been going. So it's like, I wouldn't have really changed a thing, because that means that you kind of regret how things have been going.
Sir.
And honestly, I haven't really regretted shit with this. So, dude,
I fucking love that answer. I love that answer so much.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drip, and shout out to Shay for that question too. Yeah, like I said, just a fucking good ass question for this Peep Lounge, man.
Oh yeah.
We were able to dive deep into the mind that is Dripstick. And get little tidbits of information that I'm hoping at home somebody learned something at some point, or picked up on something, or whatever. You just learned something from this episode. And shout out to Drip too, because like I said, dude's got from what I'm hearing, you got a lot of wisdom in you, and you got a lot of experience. For, like I said, like you said, you were 19. But for the amount of experience and wisdom and knowledge and and all that you have at that young age, like it's rare. And like I said, my hat's off to you. Because I was completely just unaware. Like, I knew, like, obviously you're a dope artist and whatever. I dig your stuff, but I was never able to truly like dive into your brain like I have with this Peep Lounge. And now that I have this more of an utmost respect for you, because of just all of your stories and your knowledge and how you look at your craft, and how you your goals and your end game, and your journey and all that stuff, and what essentially just what makes Dripstick Dripstick. Right. And so I appreciate you opening up and telling us about all that and giving all the advice and telling us about your experiences and your journey and how you got here and where you want to be and stuff like that. Because this, dude, this genuinely might be one of my favorite episodes. No bias, no hate.
An honor, bro.
I'm being so genuine. This is no hate to any of the people I've had on this previous episodes, but I've learned so much, and I'm the type of person. And another thing why I do this too is because I learn from every single one of these episodes. There's something that I learned from every single one. I like taking in knowledge, learning about things that I might not have known about before, and etc. So I felt like I learned a lot here, and I enjoy that, and that's why this is probably one of my favorite episodes that I've done up until this point at least. So again, big ups to you, man. I appreciate you for opening up.
Thank you, dude. And it's been a blast. Like, the thing is like, you know, I'm just so passionate about this, and I love talking about it, and I'm glad I got to maybe show the viewers like what I'm like beyond the music, and this was dope. Like, again, I love watching these. I love seeing the people you get on and the stuff you're doing for the community, bro.
I appreciate that.
I respect it. So yeah, I'm so glad we got to make this happen.
Of course. But as always, how we always ended off, Drip, tell us where to find you, what you got going on. Tell us where to find you. Give us your socials, all that jazz. Let the people know what you got cooked up.
So what you want to do is go to Dripstick YouTube with the $. You could probably look it up with the S. It's cool.
I can confirm. You can look it up without the with the $.
Right, but I like people to know that I'm about my money, so put a little $sign in there. Subscribe to the YouTube. We're 3K. Dripstick _ on Twitter for the Twitter updates. Active on there. Dripstick7 on Instagram for some more little personal fun stuff. And then Dripstick7 on TikTok. I'd be doing like manga discussions and stuff for fun, and some music promo. Actually, a lot of the fans could really help out if they moved to TikTok and like ran up the little music promos, because TikTok's a great way to
absolutely,
you know, get stuff going. So yeah, Dripstick7 on TikTok, would really appreciate that one. And you know, got some music on, all the music's on Spotify and other platforms. In terms of what I got coming up, this last part of the year, we're really gonna apply the pressure. I feel like the past 2 drops were kind of the start of what's gonna happen, what's gonna go down with the sound. So get ready. More drops than usual. Same consistency. Potential projects in the works. Fun stuff. Oh, a lot of cool collabs. We got I'll just leak it. The next song is with Geno 5. That's the homie. Banger.
Ooh, that's filthy. Yeah. That's a filthy duo right there.
I'm already cooking up the vid. We're just seeing if he messes
Peep Lounge exclusive. Okay.
Yeah, that might be. By the time this comes out, it might be out.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say by the time it's probably already out by the time this episode comes out.
So yeah, we got some fun stuff coming up. Just stay tuned and stay up to date. We're here.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Drip, I appreciate you once again for hopping into the Peep Lounge and chatting and BSing and telling us your story and how you came to be. I appreciate you. And for the people at home who might not be familiar with Dripstick, one, what the fuck are you doing? Respectfully and disrespectfully. But 2, I highly recommend you guys go check him out if you guys get the free time, because dude is mad talented at music, and from what I've hoped that you guys take from this is that he's got a lot of knowledge and just a lot of stuff within his head, and he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he got a good understanding, and something like that in the music scene it's only going to be good things. So make sure you hop on the Dripstick train now before it takes off without you. So make sure you guys go run up his music, run up his catalog, go show him some love. I need all you guys to go watch all of his YouTube videos, all of his AMVs, and then after that, You guys go. Then you gotta go run up his fucking Spotify. Make sure he gets all the streams on top of that. Support him in all ways. All of his links will be in the description. Go run him up. Go show him some love if you haven't already. And also let me know down below when you're scrolling down there into the description. Let me know who else you want to see on the Peep Lounge. Is it maybe some other members of the Loop Collective? Maybe somebody completely different. Let me know, man. The only thing you guys can do is you guys can let me know and I can make it happen, man. At least I can try to make it happen. But yeah, just let me know. And yeah, again, shout out to Drip for dedicating some time out of his day to hop on here and tell us his story. Shout out to you. I appreciate it, Chief. But until the next chat, I don't know why I said chat. Until I'm so used to streaming. But anyways, make sure you guys are staying safe, taking care of yourself. Tell a loved one that you love them, because at the end of the day, you just never know. And I shall see you guys in the next episode. Peace.